And here we are, another Coach's Corner, this time at Zooky's on location. And tonight it is Southside. Some people call them Southside Beaver, but they call themselves Southside. Last year they were here at Zooky's, and a little bit of luck was brought their way. They went to the WPL championship game and were our highest rated show last year. I'm Mike Azadian. Alongside me is Frank Selopek. Frank, welcome back.
Always excited to be here, Mike, and to be that good luck charm again for Coach Travelpiece.
And so we have with us first the head coach of the Southside Rams. It is Luke Travelpiece, and we add a title this year. You're also the athletic director.
Yeah, that was not something we were looking at, right, going into the end of last season, but opportunity came up, and so had some conversations and decided to, step into that role too.
Nothing wrong with that. Keeps you involved, keeps you with the kids, but it also has you worrying about basketball and track and everything else. But now it's football season. Let's talk a little bit. Last week you beat Jefferson Morgan on the road, and 39-30. It was a back-and-forth game. They have some talent. But you guys held them off. The one thing I noticed is you're very young this year, 5 seniors. A lot of the kids that brought you what happened last year are obviously gone, so it's almost like a complete new team of people playing.
Yeah, we have a couple of the guys here that were big parts of our team last year, but we brought a very inexperienced group up front, right? In the backfield, we brought Matei and AC back, but a new quarterback, another new running back, new receivers. Up front, we have 4 new linemen, right? And then on defensive side, it's the same thing. So a lot of guys getting experience, getting the opportunity. And thankfully last year we were fortunate. We were able to get them a lot of reps, live game reps, because of the way that we were able to go about those games. This year it hasn't been quite the same, but they're making steps, they're making strides week to week. Playing together, they're trusting one another, trusting what they're supposed to do. And, the benefit of being a young team is we can see the growth, we can see the progress. It's
right.
Excitement for this game, for, hopefully next week as well, but, off into the future.
So it's hard to replicate undefeated season to a championship game. It's hard to do that year after year after year. So naturally teams, and we see it every year in the WPL, teams really good one year, okay the next, up and down and move around, but you're still relevant, still a playoff team, still dangerous. But when you say 4 new linemen, and every single coach I talk to, when you have to bring in new linemen, it takes time to gel. Some coaches tell me it takes a year, some takes longer, because there's a lot of intricacies to the line, and that usually is what sometimes holds team back. How long did it take your guys, your linemen, to get to know each other and really start to gel?
Yeah, so, here's an extra caveat to what that's. We've battled injuries all year, especially up front. So we've had guys that have missed games with injuries, with pneumonia, with this, with that. So I would say our line right now is probably gelling the best that it has been. We're coming along, we're gelling pretty well, and then we had somebody that missed 2 games with pneumonia. And so we got them back last week for the playoff game to that group that was starting to really gel in week 6 together. And so, again, no seniors up front right now. We've got we're starting a bunch of juniors and then 1 freshman. And I would say right now they're playing their best. So it usually takes a full season. We're now a little bit more than a full season. We're 2 weeks into the postseason. So for us, I would say it's that full year.
Yeah.
Frank?
Coach, you guys had success last year, and, now you look at this year, you're starting, you got a new team. It's a younger team than last year's team, but you've got a culture that's building, and success is coming year after year. How are you building that internally to create that standard that the next group of kids want to be as successful as the last?
I think stability is so key and so important. When you look at, look around the county, the teams that have success year in and year out, and we're fortunate that over the last number of years we've been able to have that. But that stability starts first and foremost with our staff, right? Our entire staff. We got Coach McDougall here. He was the head coach in the 90s. He was the head coach before me. He's remained on staff. Coach Comiso is our defensive coordinator. He's been with us since 2019, and each and every year, we've got Coach Randy Smith that's been with us. Coach Jeff Seek was with us for a number of years. This year he kind of stepped away. But when you have that core group, right, and then we have some younger guys that are stepping in. Caleb Kress, that's played for us. This is his first year. Zach Bumgardner actually played for Coach Comiso at Hopewell. Coach Melnick, our junior high coach, has been doing the junior high since 2019. So the kids are hearing the same language, the same consistency. We know what each coaching staff member expects, right? So we know how to play off one another, and then the kids see that cohesiveness. And I think they see with our staff too, an unselfishness that it's really about the final product, and so they have to buy into that as well.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks. In relation to that, I was going to ask, and you answered it pretty well about, we talk a lot about the players that come into that you bring to the show on a weekly basis. We talk to the coach, but the coaching staff plays a key role in getting these kids ready every week. And I'm glad you were able to give a shout out to those coaches.
Yeah, I mean, it's so key, so essential. I mean, I talked to my wife a number of times, and I'm like, man, the conversations that we have, and she listens to it. We don't meet on Sunday. Sunday's family day, but then I'll be on the phone for 5 hours a day, right? So she hears those conversations, but the amount of time that each member of the staff puts in to help allow these guys to go out and have fun and play, it's important. And I think the kids recognize it. They see it. I see them over there laughing with coaches now, and that's what it's about, right?
Last year, it was pretty much everybody thought it was yourself and Fort Cherry. I think hands down, you two teams were the best all year long, and you met in the final. And they were an epic team, and you were, and they had their better day that day. This year, it seems like the single-way football is much better overall. You throw, in addition to yourself and Fort Cherry, you throw a very good Clareton team, a very good Bishop Canevin team, a Jeanette team, Greensburg Central, Neshannock, Laurel. There's a lot of really good teams this year. I think competition in single way has gotten better. So overall, I think the classification is better and harder to play in.
Yeah, I think week to week, there's really no games off, right? So we went through a period of time where, and we got banged up at one point in the season, but we went through a period of time where we played Monessen, who's a team on the rise. I mean, that team, if they would have stayed in their previous conference, who knows what they would have done. They had a great season playing in the Black Hills Conference, right? But they ran into Fort Cherry and Bishop Canevin and whatnot. Then we go and we play Neshannock, right? We play Laurel. Then we play Rochester, who, their record wasn't what but Coach Matzuk does an incredible job. Those kids are always disciplined. They're tough. They're physical. And then the game I didn't mention in between is Northgate, who has Coach Lucas, who, was the head coach up at West Allegheny for a number of years too. So just great coaching staffs, preparing their kids, getting kids to understand the game of football. And, when you can do that and then allow the kids to just be the good athletes that they are, it really raises the level, like you said.
So in Beaver County, I'd say the last 5 to 10 years, and maybe nobody agrees with me on this, but we've had the top of the top with the Aliquippas and Central Valleys, and then there was a lot of teams that struggled and went over, and there were teams in the middle that did well. And this year, there's a turnaround by Riverside, by New Brighton, by Hopewell, by other teams as well, Moon. And now it seems like the competition in the county is better than I think it's been in a lot of years. I think it's good to have more competition like this because it makes everybody tougher. And then even though you're a lower seed, you go on the road last week and handle business. And I think you guys kind of knew you could win the game. But with new kids, even though with almost a whole new roster, a lot of those kids didn't have playoff experience, but you still went on the road and handled business. It made you tougher playing in a tougher area.
Yeah, I think absolutely. We've experienced this the last number of years where we finished with Laurel. The last cycle we went Laurel, Union, Rochester. This cycle we went Neshannock, Laurel, Rochester. Well, those are the last 3 games of the season, right? You get into the first round, and it's almost like we tell the kids all the time, we want to practice so that Friday night is easier than practice. And it almost gets to that sense. When you're playing that Big 7 level of competition, the Beaver County level of competition, we had full confidence we were going to go up there. I was talking to somebody today, and he talked about, pulling an upset. I said, well, we were the lower seed, but I don't know that we would consider it an upset.
I agree with you.
But that's because of the preparation that we've had to, go through.
Yeah. Coach, last year you had a more senior-laden team, an experienced team. This year you've got those 11th graders that are up into their senior season, but there's fewer of those players. How do you keep this team loose, the younger players who may not have that experience? How do you keep them loose and prepared, especially going into a big game like this Friday night?
What's great for this week is, we get to tell them, go out, have fun, and we're throwing it all out there because, outside of our team, nobody's giving us a shot, right? We understand that. We have full belief in what we're doing, but because of that, we have confidence in what we've seen it done. We've seen our system do it. We've seen us go out and outplay, higher ranked teams in the past. So the kids really buy in, but, we're just telling them, go out, have fun, give it everything you got, hold nothing back, and let's see what happens, right?
Well, we are done with segment number 1. We're here at Zooky's Sports Tavern. Of course, wings, burgers, chicken, pizza. I don't know what I'm going to have yet. They've got a lot of good stuff here. Loaded fries, sandwiches. Thanks to Zooky's for hosting us. We're going to take our first break. We'll be back with more Coach's Corner right here on Beaver County Radio.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall, in love that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
This is Mitch Carver from Carver Construction. Playing a great football game takes teamwork, great leaders, and great individuals. As a former high school football coach myself, I know what it takes to win. I apply these same qualities to Carver Construction in New Brighton. Satisfying customers isn't anything new at Carver. We've been doing it since 1982 for both residential and commercial renovations. I'm behind every job we do, so I can guarantee you that every time you deal with us, you win. Call us or visit us at our website at carverconstructionpa.com.
I'm Tiani, and I'm equipped.
Hi, I'm John, I'm a Bobcat.
Hi, I'm Cassie, and I'm a warrior.
I'm David, and I'm a warrior.
Hi, I'm Dominique, and I'm equipped.
This is Daniel from Hopewell, a proud Viking. Well, it's true that when it's game time, we might be on different sides. It's the other team that we are all part of. A team that will make a real difference once the season is over. That's because we are all training for a very long and profitable postseason at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center.
For 45 years now, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center has been creating top-notch performers from all local Beaver County high schools. Our spirited recruits have made the starting lineup and performed like all-stars in many different fields.
Why not join our team? Visit bcctc.org, celebrating 45 years as the best place to start a career. The Beaver County Career and Technology Center.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Balcones Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Looking for a fall activity for your children? Pass and score your way into the Beaver County YMCA's Youth Soccer League. The league will teach the basic fundamentals of soccer. There will be one practice a week teaching drills and skills. This soccer league is for kids ages 5 through 12 and runs from September 10th to October 19th. Registration is already open. To register, go to beavercountyymca.org.
You know, I've heard people refer to older veteran athletes as being all washed up. Well, quite frankly, that's a rather nice compliment if you ask me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. When you hear something like that, you have to consider the source of the water, that is. After all, getting washed up with Beaver Falls Municipal Authority water can't be a bad thing. That's because for over 80 years, we've made it possible for everyone to feel washed up, even if they are not star athletes. Click bfwater.net.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org. Paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
Thank you for tuning in to the Coach's Corner right here on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Carver Construction, the St. Barnabas Health System, Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Falcone's Moon Township Board, the YMCA, Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness Program, Fried Transportation Group, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Community College of Beaver County, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fat Boy Cigars, Geneva College, and Beaver County Radio.
We're back on Coach's Corner here at Zooky Sports Tavern. I don't know what I'm going to eat yet, Frank, but I'm eyeing up maybe some wings or maybe a chicken salad or something. I think you could use a salad. Maybe I could too.
Yeah, but Mike, remember last year when Southside Beaver was here, Southside, I'm sorry. When Southside was here, they ate so many wings they had to call for a supplemental shipment so that we could have some after the show.
Wow. Well, we're here with the head coach and athletic director. We're talking off air about that. Here with Luke Travelpiece. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about this coming week. You're going to play Bishop Canavan. They're the number 3 seed overall. You told me off air that some people have told you Bishop Canavan may have the most talent of the teams that are left, and that's saying a lot with Fort Cherry and Clairton as well. So you're going to have to play a good game no matter who you play, but what are your thoughts about Bishop Canavan?
Yeah, and you know what? That was somebody that played Fort Cherry and Canavan, right? They didn't play Clairton, but, just great talent pool that they have. Their quarterback is a gunslinger. He's been playing for 4 years. I think he's thrown for 6,000 yards now in his career. And he was actually splitting time for his first 2 years. He was splitting time with, Jason Cross, I think, that's now down at WVU. And so, it starts with him on offense. They're going to give him the opportunity to throw the ball around, and he hits the spot. They've got very good receivers, good speed, elusive in space. So if they get the ball out in space, get it in the flat, on any given play, they can take it the distance. And then, of course, they have, a big line and a phenomenal running back. He's young. I think he's a sophomore. But he's very shifty. He's very elusive. He's hard to bring down. And you know what? He makes guys look silly. And so it's a tough offensive scheme to stop. Their H-back, by the way, I think is going to Boston College. So just throw him into the mix. And then defensively, they're running a 50 scheme. They're attacking, and they try to force you into making mistakes, right? So be the aggressor, make the other team make the mistakes. That's a great style to play in high school football.
So, obviously, no turnovers, do things you do well. But what's the key to beating them? Stopping the running back or stopping and getting pressure on the quarterback? Obviously, both would be nice. But if there's one key to beating them, other than you guys not making mistakes, what would it be?
First, we always talk every week. We want to keep them off the field. We want to control the clock, right? Long, sustained drives. Don't give them the opportunity to have those big explosive plays on offense. They do have more of those big explosive plays when they're throwing the ball, right? So I guess if I have to pick one, but they're so good doing both, running the ball and throwing the ball. And when we played them 2 years ago, going into the game, we're focused on our pass defense, right? They came out, they ran the ball pretty well. They had a good running back that year as well. But this year, watching them, scouting them, they're so much more balanced that it's hard to just pick one and try to take one away. We just have to hopefully control the clock ourselves, keep them off the field, and we have our opportunities. We have to take advantage of it. We need to finish our drives. Earlier in the year, I don't think we were doing as good of a job of that. We'd put a drive together, we wouldn't finish it. Now that we have more experience, now that we're 10, 11 games into our starting careers, we need to be able to finish, and that's what we talk to the kids about all the time too.
Yeah, I was looking at their statistics. I saw DeMar Olds, the receiver, is averaging 19 yards a catch. Obviously, to get him downfield takes a little bit of time, even though he's a speedster. Is this game going to be won or lost in the trenches, how well your guys do breaking down their line to get to the running back and quarterback?
Yeah, I think still, whether you're passing the ball or running the ball, who controls the line of scrimmage usually comes out on top. If you're able to control the line of scrimmage and get pressure on the quarterback, even in the passing game, that's obviously an advantage. And it takes away their ability to run. So if we're able to do that, absolutely. And then offensively, if we're able to control the line of scrimmage, that allows us to pick up those 3-4 yards at a time. It's a team, because of their team speed, it's very difficult to get your own explosive plays. Every once in a while you see teams doing it, but we need to understand we're looking for 3-4 yard plays. Sometimes it'll turn into 10 to 15, but we just want to continue to move it. That happens by controlling the line of scrimmage and everybody doing their job, staying on their path and completing their blocks.
Based on the tape you've been watching, and are they balanced, with the run and pass, or do they actually lean one way over the other?
I would say they're pretty balanced. When I say balanced, if you're 40-60 in high school, you're pretty balanced, right? Somebody turns on our tape, they're going to say we're 80-20. They're not going to call us balanced, okay? But they're like 60-40, so they're going to throw to set up the run, but they do a very good job of it.
There's something to be said for 5 yards in a cloud of dust, right? Like the old days in the NFL?
You know what? Big Ten football, it still exists somewhere, right?
Yeah, a lot of teams do that. Riverside does that, and you eat up clock, and if you get a lead, that's perfect. So we talked about last year. We talked about the expectations coming this year with the kids and new kids and all. Let's talk about the one thing I've been impressed about every time I've come to Southside over the last 25 years. The Southside community, they always show up well, whether the team's 1-8, whether the team's 5-5, whether the team's 10-0. They show up for softball. They show up for basketball. And it just seems like the community around there, it's a little different than a lot of other communities. You're out further away from everything. There's not, you just can't drive 2 miles to be into the next town. So school events are big for your community. Talk about how special it is to coach and work in a place like that.
A number of years ago, we started calling the school the hub of the community because of that, right? There aren't those other events. There aren't those other things going on. So Friday night, it's Friday night football, or you get into the winter, there's basketball games. We do a great job, too, because we're all one campus,
right.
Of getting the elementary and the middle school involved with that as well. If you're an elementary student, you play on the youth program, you wear your jersey, you get in for free. So that gets a lot of the kids out. That builds that culture. That makes the kids, when they're in 3rd, 4th grade, they want to play for the varsity team. Mm-hmm. That's what you grow up wanting to do. That's who you want to be. And I think when you can get the kids at that age that excited about playing at this level, it breeds itself. And then there's a lot of pride as well. I had emails from our bus garage. Jack and Biv Moore, they own our bus garage, and they're very supportive of who we are, and they support every single one of our athletic teams. But they're out of town the second week of playoffs every year. And so, Biv sent me an email the other day, and she goes, "Is it going to be streamed? Because this is a tradition for us now. We go down and we watch the game." So we know we have people down in South Carolina and North Carolina. They're watching our games from afar.
So let me ask you this. Speaking of bus rides, you guys are used to traveling when you have to go away. And you're not the furthest south, but you are next to Burgettstown, close. And you guys have another trip. It's not that far, but it's the South Fayette, a little further than your opponent. Nice long bus ride. What do you guys do to prepare for a long road trip?
Believe it or not, this may be our shortest trip of the year.
I know.
It's 40 minutes.
It's not as far as Menneson is. I know that.
It's 40 minutes. Last week we left at 3:55 with the hopes of being there by 5:15.
Oh, yeah, Jefferson Morgan's a haul. That's down there. I know where that's at.
Yeah, I looked at like an hour 10, hour 15, and then by the time we hit traffic, we got there, it was 5:25, which, for me, I like to be there at 5:15, so we're on the field by 5:45. Kids were hurrying. We had kids that as soon as we got off the bus, they had to start taping. Our athletic trainer, he had to start rushing around. We don't really do too much different for our normal trips. If we have a trip that's over an hour and a half, then those are times where we talk to the boosters and say, hey, we want to leave early, we want to stop, we want to get a bite to eat, we need to do that. If it's about an hour or so, hour, 10 minutes, they go home, they get a bite to eat, have their bags packed, ready to go, and 4 o'clock, we're hitting the road. So that's what we did last week.
Coach, we talked a little bit about the Bishop Canavan skill players. What about your team? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your quarterback, running back, receivers? Give our folks listening a little feedback on your skill team players.
Yeah, so we'll start, you mentioned quarterback, so we'll start there. We started the year with a young man by the name of Willie Morgan. He's a junior. He was he was backup last year, got a lot of reps in games. A lot of games he started the second half. And does a very good job. Very good athlete, has a good arm, good speed. In track, he's a triple jumper, high jumper type of kid. So those quick twitch muscles. Unfortunately, he suffered an injury in our fourth game, however you want to count that Western Beaver game. But suffered an injury and he went out. And so we had a young man by the name of Dawson Frazier, who's a freshman. We'd been getting him reps, and we try to have 2 guys ready all the time, and we were getting him some live game reps as the season was going along. He stepped in, he took over, he was completely calm, cool, collected. He just went out and made plays. He's a natural athlete, a very good fit for what we want to do on offense. And, I think he has the confidence of the older guys, which for freshmen to come in and get the confidence of your juniors and seniors that have been doing it for a number of years, that may be the most impressive trait. He goes in, has command of the huddle, and again, he's able to make guys miss, turn something out of nothing, and we've seen him do that a number of times, and has a very good arm. Okay. Out at wide receiver, we've got Curtis Roy, who's here tonight, as well as Eli Buchanan. They both do a great job, and listen, in our offense, you need to be unselfish as a wide receiver, right? So you've got to be able to take advantage of the throws when they come your way, but you also have to be able to run guys off, be a willing blocker, right? Every skill position on our offense, you're a blocker, even our quarterback. And they come out, they get after it, they engage, continue to run their feet. Curtis is a guy that played wing up until this year. So he's a very hard-nosed, tough runner, unselfish individual. We've got Mateo over there sitting at the end of the table. He, played on offense for us last year. Last year he played wing and fullback. This year he's sticking to fullback. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. Big guy. His Shenango game, if you watch his game against Rochester, just tough, physical runner. And, very hard to bring down when he does that. When he gets his pads low and he's running behind his pads, no guy brings him down by himself. But the other thing with him, he's got good vision. He knows how to set up his blocks, and he's got very nimble feet, kind of like the Bus back in the day, right? Bus was always a big guy, but he had very good feet, and so he does that for us a lot. Andrew Corfield started for us a number of games as a freshman, and a number of touchdowns. Last year, he had 1,200 yards rushing, I believe. I don't know how many touchdowns, and then he had, I think, 300 yards receiving. This year, he missed the beginning part of the season. He's averaging over 100 yards a carry over 100 yards a game rushing. I think he's up to 9 touchdowns now. And then again, he's our leading receiver. So he's one of those guys, dynamic. We can move him all around. We can split him out. We can slip him out of the backfield, give him the ball out on the edge. He's our fastest kid. And he's that guy too. You want to run downhill, he's getting those tough yardage. When we had a 2-point conversion against Northgate, we needed 2 yards, 3 yards. He's a guy that we knew he was going to fall forward and get it. It didn't matter where he was hit, he was going to fall forward and get it. Then the other wing, we played a number of guys. Thorne Johnson has started a number of games for us. Ryder Go is a senior, started a number of games. Then we have another freshman who's probably started the bulk of those games by the name of Amari Moman. Amari's a very hard runner. He's a big kid. He's much bigger than normal freshmen are. I think he's already 6 foot, 170 pounds. He's going to be a very good football player for us. And he understands the game. He understands the game, and so excited to see how he continues to develop too.
Yeah, it sounds like you got guys ready to roll, and you got, for your system, guys that are going to be ready to fight on Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, that's segment number 2, and just to remind everybody, we are at Zooky's Sports Tavern here in beautiful Fallston. I believe it is Fallston. Yes, it is. Still not undecided about what I'm going to get to eat. Coach, you get to go eat now. We're going to bring some of your players along. We'll take another break, and we'll be back for more Coach's Corner right here on Beaver County Radio.
When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it's hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season from your friends at Fry Transportation.
Back to school season means back to your credit union season. Before you pack the lunchbox, be sure and pack your wallet. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union and get the cash supply you'll need so that you can buy the school supplies that they will need. This is Cindy Hiladio. Stop into the principal's office and see me to sign up for an easy-to-manage personal signature loan. They're now available from $500 to $10,000 with approved credit. Friendly Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, equal housing lender.
Make your dream of a college degree a reality at Community College of Beaver County. CCBC offers 10 pathways to success, including health sciences, criminal justice, industrial technology, business, and more. Start at CCBC and finish your career or get transfer ready, all at a realistic cost. Enroll today, ccbc.edu.
Getting into the lineup and making the team is easy at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Training camp is starting and you are invited. This is Coach Andy Dangle and I'm looking for new teammates. Membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union today. Member NCUA, equal housing lender.
Want the ultimate cigar experience? Fat Boy Cigars Premium Tobacco Shop and Smoking Lounge is located off of 376 in Center Township. Fat Boys Cigars offers all your cigar needs with an assortment of some of the finest cigars, including small batch boutique cigars and over 21 aromatic pipe tobacco blends and accessories. Stop and see their luxurious lounge accommodations. Book them for your next event. Visit their social media page for a list of event dates and times. Welcome to the Fat Boys world, Beaver County.
At Geneva College, your academic experience will prepare you with exceptional expertise in your chosen field. But what you'll learn is so much more than just that. Integrating faith and learning, you'll grow to see God's purpose and calling in your life's work. You'll be challenged to imagine how the world around you could be different and what your part might be in making that difference. You were made to live courageously. Visit geneva.edu today.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall, in love that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
This is Mitch Carver from Carver Construction. Playing a great football game takes teamwork, great leaders, and great individuals. As a former high school football coach myself, I know what it takes to win. I apply these same qualities to Carver Construction in New Brighton. Satisfying customers isn't anything new at Carver. We've been doing it since 1982 for both residential and commercial renovations. I'm behind every job we do, so I can guarantee you that every time you deal with us, you win. Call us or visit us at our website at carverconstructionpa.com.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford, located on University Boulevard across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Looking for a fall activity for your children? Pass and score your way into the Beaver County YMCA's Youth Soccer League. The league will teach the basic fundamentals of soccer. There will be one practice a week teaching drills and skills. This soccer league is for kids ages 5 through 12 and runs from September 10th to October 19th. Registration is already open. To register, go to beavercountyymca.org. Thank you for tuning in to the Coach's Corner right here on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Carver Construction, the St. Barnabas Health System, Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Falcone's Moon Township Board, the YMCA, Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness Program, Fried Transportation Group, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Community College of Beaver County, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fat Boy Cigars, Geneva College, and Beaver County Radio.
Back for segment number 3. We are on Coach's Corner every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Only a couple of more Wednesday nights as we get towards the WPIAL finals. We are in the WPIAL playoffs. That's why we saved Southside, because we knew they would be in the WPIAL playoffs. And they are tonight. They are going to be in the second round. They win in the first round over Jefferson Morgan. They play Bishop Canavan. Forgot for a minute. So now we got done talking to Coach Luke Travelpiece. Now we're going to talk to Curtis Roy and Andrew Corfield. Guys, say hello.
What's up? Hi.
There you go. Okay, good. So guys, both juniors, both captains, a small senior, only 5 seniors this year. Did you have any idea coming into camp that you guys would be named captains? And was it named by the team, a vote, the coaches? How was it?
I mean, I didn't really think about it that much, but I knew we had a smaller senior class. I knew some of the juniors had to step up to captain roles. And yeah, it was elected by the team. The team voted for the 4 people they thought were best fit.
So how did that make you feel? I mean, you know, number one, were you surprised? I'll go with you.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I don't know how the team really saw me until then. People came up to me and said they voted for me. I was like, whatever you guys think. So
that's cool. So Andrew, same thing. I mean, you also got named. How did it make you feel?
It's always honoring to be a captain of your any team you're on. So it's just honoring to your peers and teammates see you that way.
Some people, as a leader, and I'll get to both of you on this, and then we'll get Frank in here. Some people are quiet. They just lead by example. They work out hard. They go through the plays hard. And others are guys that'll grab a face mask and get in a kid's face. What's your leadership style, like with the running backs or with the safeties? Or you're a running back and linebacker. What's your leadership style with your group?
I'm definitely more on the quiet side.
Okay.
Just lead by example. Just go about my business. Show everyone how to get things done and go.
Curtis, how about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely more lead by example, but if I need to, I'm not afraid to.
Is there anybody on the team that's more of the guy that's going to go after? It's like, oh, you better not do anything, or he's the guy you're going to have to deal with. Is there anybody like that?
I'd say maybe Slayton Williams will get on here.
Oh, we'll have to ask Slayton about that when he gets on.
Who's the rah-rah guy that gets everybody fired up?
That's also Slayton. He'll get us hyped before the game.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Well, Frank, what else you got for these guys?
Yeah. So I'll start with Andrew on this one. Offense or defense? You like being hit or do you like hitting?
I like running the ball. So I don't like getting hit because that means not in the end zone, but I like running.
Are you elusive? You kind of break through, or are you a guy that likes to take punishment?
On my size, I kind of have to be on the more elusive side and beat people with speed.
So, Curtis, what about you? Offense or defense?
I definitely like defense more. I think it's just a little bit more free to move around and make a play.
Do you have any interceptions this year?
Yeah, I had one first game of the year. I almost returned it, but got caught from behind.
How many yards?
35. It's close to the end zone.
Nice. So let's start with you, Curtis. You're running out of the tunnel. It's Friday nights. Whether it's on the road or it's at home, there's just something about running out of the tunnel at night, listening to your fans. And you got another year to go with it. You're both juniors. But what's that feeling like?
I mean, it's awesome to see a large proportion of the community come out and see us play. It puts some pride in my heart knowing that they're here for me and I need to show out for them.
So, Andrew, Southside is much like a lot of Beaver County schools, but maybe more so in other schools, that they do support all your teams. I've gone to baseball games, there's 50 people there. So knowing you have support of your students and community, and knowing that Southside has a really rich tradition in football, you knew that coming in, but now, how long did it take you to really realize you were a part of this team and you were a part of a community at Southside?
Yeah, so just coming in like freshman year and just looking in the stands, seeing everyone who comes out. We have a great community, whether home or away. Stands are always packed, and they're always cheering for us, and it's just great to have them backing us out there.
We talked about who the rah-rah guy is. Who's the team jokester? Who's the guy that keeps things loose a little bit?
That's Mateo Pavlovich.
Oh, he's here too. He's the joker. Okay.
He'll get the coaches a little mad at practice for the jokes he says.
So he's the team jokester. We'll get to Frank here in a second.
Yeah, I think we heard that last year about him too from the teammates because he was here last year.
Let's say away from sports, you got a Friday night to yourself, let's say in a couple of months or Christmas time. What do you do when you're away from football, when you're away from sports? What do you do to relax?
I usually just stay in, maybe enjoy a movie with my family.
What's your favorite movie?
Remember the Titans.
Oh, that's a good one. So, what do you think, Andrew? What do you do on your time off?
I like spending time with friends and family, just going out, having a good time.
Do you put the cool sunglasses on? Put them down. Put them down right now. Do you put those on and walk out in public and everybody know who you are, or is that...
Nah,
is that because it was so bright out when you came today? Or?
Yeah, it was hard to see on the way here.
Okay, I got it. I'm just messing with you guys. Go ahead, Frank.
The team made it to Acrisure Stadium last year. How much did that experience used as a motivating factor this year to get back there?
I mean, it was great. Seeing the underclassmen, seeing what could happen when you work hard, seeing the upperclassmen really put in the work. It sets a winning attitude in the team that will stick around for a while. So I know our guys are motivated. They had a blast last year. I know we're motivated to get back.
Yeah, last year was it was a special year, and like Curtis said, it just built a culture, a winning culture around our team, and showing what can be done if we work together and play as a team.
That's awesome. Thanks. I'm going to point to you guys. I'm going to ask a question. Give the answer. Pizza or wings?
Wings.
Gatorade or pop?
Gatorade.
Spaghetti or steak?
Steak.
English class or history class?
History.
Ah.
Bus to school or drive your own car?
Drive my own car.
Ah.
Bus.
And we already talked about offense or defense, so those were my word associations real quick.
Good answers. Another quick couple questions, and we'll cut to a break. So is there anybody you want to say hello to? Anybody watching?
Hey, I want to say Moses Pinkovich, he better be studying for his trigonometry test tomorrow.
Okay,
Big
good.
test coming up.
Okay, good. That's your shout-out. How about you?
Shout out my mom and dad.
That's
it's their
cool.
anniversary today.
Last question for you. You're both juniors. You still got a year and a half to go. But have you started thinking about college or trade school or going to work or what you want to do with your life after high school?
I'm definitely thinking about going to college. Not really sure which one.
Okay.
Maybe one with a good science program.
So science is what you want to do?
Interested in that, yeah.
Like what kind of science are we talking about?
Chemistry. A lot of chemistry.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, and?
Probably in the realm of engineering. I like math and science, and I would like to play baseball in college.
All right, we'll see. Oh, yeah, that's right. You do play baseball on a baseball team. What position you play?
Shortstop.
Shortstop?
Mainly, yeah.
You go to camps in the summer and do all that kind of stuff with baseball?
I injured my shoulder last year, but this year I'll definitely get out.
All right, good luck to you. All right, gentlemen. It's Curtis Roy and Andrew Corfield. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're going to take another break.
Thank you.
We'll come back with the last two gentlemen from Southside. One more segment here on Beaver County Radio.
You know, I've heard people refer to older veteran athletes as being all washed up. Well, quite frankly, that's a rather nice compliment if you ask me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. When you hear something like that, you have to consider the source of the water, that is. After all, getting washed up with Beaver Falls Municipal Authority water can't be a bad thing. That's because for over 80 years, we've made it possible for everyone to feel washed up, even if they are not star athletes. Click bfwater.net.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it's hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season from your friends at Fry Transportation.
Make your dream of a college degree a reality at Community College of Beaver County. CCBC offers 10 pathways to success, including health sciences, criminal justice, industrial technology, business, and more. Start at CCBC and finish your career or get transfer ready, all at a realistic cost. Enroll today, ccbc.edu.
Getting into the lineup and making the team is easy at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Training camp is starting and you are invited. This is Coach Andy Dengel and I'm looking for new teammates. Membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union today. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Want the ultimate cigar experience? Fat Boy Cigars Premium Tobacco Shop and Smoking Lounge is located off of 376 in Center Township. Fat Boys Cigars offers all your cigar needs with an assortment of some of the finest cigars, including small batch boutique cigars and over 21 aromatic pipe tobacco blends and accessories. Stop and see their luxurious lounge accommodations. Book them for your next event. Visit their social media page for a list of event dates and times. Welcome to the Fat Boys world, Beaver County.
At Geneva College, your academic experience will prepare you with exceptional expertise in your chosen field. But what you'll learn is so much more than just that. Integrating faith and learning, you'll grow to see God's purpose and calling in your life's work. You'll be challenged to imagine how the world around you could be different and what your part might be in making that difference. You were made to live courageously. Visit geneva.edu today.
Thank you for tuning in to the Coach's Corner right here on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Carver Construction, the St. Barnabas Health System, Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Falcone's Moon Township Board, the YMCA, Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness Program, Fried Transportation Group, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Community College of Beaver County, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fat Boy Cigars, Geneva College, and Beaver County Radio.
Back on Coach's Corner of two gentlemen that have had a chance to savor some of the delights here at Zooky Sports Tavern. And they got a lot of great things here, boneless wings, salads, sandwiches. We've got Mateo Pavlovich right next to me, and then Slayton Williams next to him. Gentlemen, welcome. You were both on last year. You're veterans now.
Thank you for having us back.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us
I remember
back.
both of you. What'd you have to eat?
I had the Grand Slam.
Okay. Was it good?
It was very
What's
good.
in the Grand Slam?
Mushrooms, onions, peppers, and provolone cheese.
Oh, wow. How about you? What'd you have?
I had a dozen hot garlic parm wings.
Oh, this guy's killing it, man. You're gonna
Yeah,
have
don't
something.
you remember last year, like I said on the coaches, we were talking to Coach, these guys ate so many wings, they had to call out for a supplemental shipment to feed the rest of the restaurant.
So you guys were on last year. So now you're veterans. It's a little bit, you're not as nervous. And you guys are seniors. And you guys went through the undefeated season until the disappointment in the championship game. Just wasn't your day. It was theirs. And now you come into this year and you're two of maybe five seniors. You see a lot of your buddies leave. And now you realize this is our team now. What's changed for you over last year for this year?
I feel like this year it's a lot of we're taking on a lot of the work, the workload and stuff. Like last year was spread out a good bit, but I feel like now we had to take control of the team.
You feel the same way? It's more, you're captains now, a little bit more responsibility than last year since you had so many seniors last year?
Yeah, definitely. You had a lot of shoes to fill. A lot of younger guys had to step up and take on big roles, big shoes to fill from last year.
So speaking of that, have there been kids that have surprised you and, wow, this sophomore's doing better than we thought he would? And then at the same time, are there kids that you think you could get more from? I mean, because every team has that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. We have two starting freshmen in our offense right now. Our starting quarterback, Dawson Frazier. He came in week, I don't know, when we played Summit 5, week 5.
So, okay.
Whenever our starting quarterback, starting junior quarterback got hurt, and he came out and he surprised everyone. He's been starting since that.
So a lot of kids, get scared when it gets under the lights and for the first time. And it's like, you're nervous like a deer in headlights. Were you like that as freshmen, and what did it take to get you to be, man, I better get my head in this?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, obviously, freshman year, everyone's a little nervous.
Right.
I think just after a couple snaps and stuff, getting used to it, knowing what to expect, I started to become more comfortable.
Frank?
You guys had a heck of a run last year. Having that game at Acrisure Stadium, how has that driven you this year, and is it a big motivating factor?
I'd say it leaves me wanting more. You know what I mean? We got stopped right before the good part. It just leaves me wanting more.
Yeah. What was it like running on to Heinz Acrisure?
Talking
Field.
about it gives me chills. I mean, it's the best feeling I've had in my whole life.
It was probably
lifetime memory. It's never going to leave you.
For sure.
It was probably the craziest feeling I've ever felt. Yeah. I mean, it was absolutely unreal to go out there. Your entire community players who've played 20, 25 years ago, they're coming out to support you.
The ride there too.
The ride there, I mean, it was absolutely incredible.
Did you guys get a police escort out of town?
Yeah,
we did.
And then a bunch of people were at the school.
The community, they paraded us out there, and they followed us to the game.
And Mike and I were talking, there's a lot of team spirit in the community out in Southside. Obviously the football team and tradition of success really is the hub of that community.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
So, guys, we asked your teammates about some things. Frank, what did they say that Mateo was what? Was he the jokester or was he the what was it that he was? What did they tell us?
I thought he's the guy that keeps everybody loose.
Is that's
right?
That's you.
Yes.
And the guy that keeps.
But they also said maybe sometimes to the chagrin of Coach Travelpiece that you kind of get guys going a little too much.
I'd say in practice, keep
everybody
have a good time, keep it fun, but game time lock in.
And they also say that Slayton's the guy. The other two guys said that they're kind of quiet leaders, but you're the guy who, like, if somebody needs straightened out, you're the guy.
Got to do what you got to do.
There you go. I like this guy a lot.
That's a good attitude.
I like that attitude. You got to do what you got to do. So let me ask you this: who is there anybody on the team that is a big trash talker, like guys on the line, guys at receiver? Who's a trash talker?
Thorne Johnson.
Okay. What position does he play?
He's a D-back and a wing-back.
And he likes to talk trash.
A lot.
So he's the trash talker. Okay. What do you guys do? Who's in charge of team music, and what kind of music you guys play?
Well, this year I had the playlist for our home games.
Oh, so you got it. You're in charge.
But I guess I picked the walkouts somewhat too.
Okay.
Is it Paul for away games? Is Paul controls the music?
Parker for away games. Parker DeLormeau.
Most people listen to their own music, but for the speaker that is in the locker room, it's one of those two guys that we mentioned. They control the music.
So, guys, you're both seniors. We do know you both play other sports. And Slayton, we talked to you last year about being a kicker and also tight end and a D end and all that. But kicking is something that you're good at, really good at, and
that's
Mateo.
It's me.
That's Mateo. I'm
that's
sorry.
Me, yep.
Sorry, Slayton.
No, you're good.
You should have seen the look they were looking at each other.
I'm allowed a mistake every now and again. So Mateo, I'm sorry. So Mateo, that's something you want to do in college. Obviously, you've not picked a team yet, but you want to go to school, you want to kick, you've got schools looking at you. I don't want to pin you down. What do you want to go to school for? What do you want to study?
I'd like to go to school for a business management.
Okay. Anywhere? Is it at local schools looking at you, or you may go further away?
Further away, most likely.
All right. So now it's Slayton. How about you? You're a senior. What is it you got planned after your senior season?
I'm planning on going to a college to continue playing football. 4 more years of the game.
You have anybody looking at you yet? You're looking at any schools?
Yeah, a bunch of local Division III schools, the PAC. And then a couple schools farther away out in Lancaster, New Jersey area.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. What do you want to study?
I would love to study engineering.
What is it?
Engineering.
Engineering, another engineer. Do you guys want to say hello to anybody?
Hello to my family and my grandma.
That's cool.
Same thing. Hello, my family. Casey Lewis, I had to shout you out. We love pancakes.
We love pancakes.
All right, there you go. Frank, what do you got for these guys?
All right. Going to do a couple of things for you, but the first one is a little word association. Choose one or the other. Pizza or wings?
Wings.
Pizza or wings?
Wings.
All right. Spaghetti or steak?
Steak.
Steak.
Oh, wow, that's an easy one, Frank. Come on, man.
English class or history class?
History.
History.
All right. Offense or defense?
Defense.
You like to hit rather than be hit?
Yeah, well, I don't mind getting hit, but I'd rather lay the boom than...
There you go.
Defense.
All right. That's awesome. Thank you guys for sharing.
So, real quick, what other sports do you play, Mateo?
I do track and I play basketball.
Okay, so let's just say you're in the NBA or you're in the NFL or you're in the Olympics. What would you rather do? Score the winning touchdown, make the winning basket, or get a gold medal in track?
I'd say gold medal in track.
How about that? And what other sports do you play?
I also wrestle and I do track as well.
Wrestle, track. Okay, so same question to you. You're going to either wrestle for, say, an NCAA championship or a gold medal. Same thing in track, or you're going to So you play D end, right? Or you make the big tackle to save the game, or catch it as a tight end. What would you rather do with the three?
Surprisingly, I think I'm going to go with the Olympic gold medal in wrestling.
Oh, I like that. That's good. Wrestlers are tough, man.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it about ends our time. The hour goes quick. We're going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your meal. Thank you to Mateo Pavlovich and Slayton Williams. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, thanks for having us on
We're going
again.
to, me and Frank are going to go over some games. You can go back over there. And real quick, we're going to go over what's going on quickly in the WPIL before we take our last and final break of the day. So we don't have any teams in 6A, but it is Central Catholic and Seneca Valley, and then North Allegheny and Mount Lebanon. We don't have any teams there. We don't worry about that. In 5A, Pine Richland hosts Franklin Regional. Woodland Hills hosts Bethel Park. Upper St. Clair hosts Penn Hills. Penn Hills beat Moon, a local team. And then Peters Township hosts Penn Trafford. Now we get to 4A, and that's where we're in business. Thomas Jefferson, the number 1 seed, will host Aliquippa, the number 4 seed. Mars, the number 7. They upset Montour. They host McKeesport. Frank, Aliquippa, some controversy about them being 4, but they did lose to Montour. Some people thought they should have been 3. Other people were like, well, why are they stuck on that side of the bracket? They're going to have to face TJ. You're going to have to face good teams no matter what, but it's going to be a battle for the Quips.
You know, all 3 teams, they finished in a tie, and they're all complaining about their seeding and who they had to play. But at the end of the day, I don't think Aliquippa's afraid of anybody.
And 2 of the 3 lost.
Yeah, exactly. But Aliquippa will play anybody on any given Friday night, and they're going to give them their best. Hopefully, Aliquippa makes it through to the next round.
3A, we've got some teams to worry about in Beaver County and teams that all the rest of 3A should worry about. Amani Christian, the number 1 seed, will host Highlands. Beaver, the number 4 seed, will host Avonworth. They played a few weeks ago. We will be there for that game. WBVP, Beaver County Radio, myself, Mr. Mangino, and Tank Latham will be there for that game. Also, Central Valley, the number 2 seed, faces Freeport. They play at Central Valley. And then, finally, it is Elizabeth Forward facing a team from the Beaver County section, North Catholic. So that is your final 8. Frank, any thoughts on Beaver or Central Valley or any of the other teams?
Well, Mike, I'd love to be at that Beaver Avonworth game. Those are 2 great teams that are going to put on a great show on Friday night, and it's just a shame that they have to play each other in this bracket. And, Central Valley, they've come a long way since those early losses, but they were playing up. And, Coach Mark Lyons has them where he always does, competing towards that WPIL championship game.
I felt all along that Central Valley had the easiest road to the final of any of the 6 classifications, in my opinion, although they're going to play a pretty solid Freeport team, and then if they win, either a North Catholic team that they've already beat or Elizabeth Forward, Beaver has to get through Avonworth and then possibly Amani Christian. So it's a tough road, but we're hoping to get 2 teams to the final at Acrisure Stadium, and that'll be Saturday, November 23rd at 5 p.m. Finally, into 2A, Seton LaSalle plays Riverside. Riverside, a winner over Our Lady of Sacred Heart, 29-8. They'll play the number 1 seed on Friday. Steel Valley will play Western Beaver. Western Beaver, the number 5 seed. They impressive win over Carleton, 41-6. Then we have South Park, the number 2 seed. They will face Mohawk, a team from Beaver County section. And then Elwood City, undefeated, the number 3 seed. They face South Allegheny. Frank, we've got 3 teams in the final 8 going to possibly going to Acrisure.
Yeah, that really says something about how the teams in our area have stepped up this year in this classification. I would love to see Riverside and Western Beaver win and play each other in that semifinal game. I think that would be a great matchup. Riverside is just like the ever-ready bunny, man.
Yeah.
They just keep going and going and going. Western Beaver, they've got talent. They've got the quarterback. And Elwood City, you're on the other side of the bracket. They have a nice path to try to get to that championship game.
And you know what? I mean, I really think Western Beaver has a really good chance against Steel Valley. Steel Valley, good, but not unbeatable like they were years ago. And then Seton LaSalle's a tough team no matter what. So Riverside's got its work cut out for them. But we have a possibility there of a semifinal rematch. Western Beaver beat them at Riverside earlier in the year. And I really think Elwood City, they can get by South Allegheny. Then it's a matter of, I think all year long, I felt that Elwood City was a team that could get to the championship, hoping that they can get there as
And Mike,
well.
it's just nice seeing some other teams' names come up,
Yes.
right, versus the perennial winners.
Yes, I agree. Finally, single A, Fort Cherry, the number 1 seed. They face Cornell, local team Cornell, the number 9 seed. They've got a tough road against Fort Cherry. Jeanette, a winner, somewhat, not really an upset, but a seeded upset over Neshannock. They play Greensburg Central Catholic. Claret, the number 2 seed, faces Cal. And Bishop Canevin faces Southside. And like we talked about with Luke, no matter what, there are really good teams here. So if Southside gets past Bishop Canevin, they're going to likely have a Clareton. And then if they get past that, they would have a Fort Cherry or a Jeanette or a Greensburg. This is really tough for both Cornell and Southside.
It's a stacked bracket. You
this
got
and
some
5A are the two hardest brackets.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Well, that's going to be about it. We have gone through our time here at the Coach's Corner. Of course, let you know that we are here at Zooky's. Thanks to Zooky's. Thanks for the food. Thanks for them bringing everybody out. If you're at Southside listening, tell your friends to go and re-listen to it on YouTube. Zooky's, Beaver County's original sports bar in Fallston. Starters, wings, wraps, sandwiches, and so much more here at Zooky's. We want to thank Luke Travelpiece, the Southside head coach and athletic director, Curtis Roy, Andrew Corfield, Matea Pavlovich, and Slayton Williams for joining us. Thanks to my partner, Frank Selipek. Thanks to Curtis Walsh behind the screen here. Thanks to Gary Miller for helping set up, along with Frank Sparks for helping us set up here today. And back in the studio, last year's Rookie of the Year, he's not eligible 2 years in a row, it's Ryan Garazunas. And one final time from Zooky's, it's been Coach's Corner on Beaver County Radio. Go Rams.